said that he told her he was moving to New Jersey. And it was in Paterson, a city with a large Muslim population, that he worked as an Uber driver. Close to here, he rented the truck he used in the attack. Saifullah Saipov is still in hospital. The focus for authorities is how did an immigrant who wasn't on their radar commit a deadly terror attack in the country he made his home. Rajini Vaidyanathan, BBC News, Tampa, Florida.
See, this right here pretty much shows that, even the legal immigration, whenever they come over here, they get their visa cards and stuff like that. They'll live in this country for, she said, 7 years. Come the fuck on, man. That's where they say pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to everything that you go to. I mean, not to the point to where you're paranoid or anything like that. But if you see something suspicious, speak up. I mean, don't just sit there and think, oh, well, blah, 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 blah. It's best to be safe than sorry. I mean, even if it turns out not to be something that you expected to do, I mean, you need to raise it to somebody's attention. That's, even with Antifa and all their bullshit that they got going on and whatnot, if you see something suspicious, report it. That's called taking care of yourself and watching out for your fellow man and woman. I mean, that's a lot of what we need to do, actually. I mean, it's to the point to where, we do have to watch out. And it's not being racist. Don't even think about it as being racist, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a Muslim. And we've seen, or somebody that looks like he's from the Middle East, and that's been proven. I mean, we got both, black and white people that go out here and commit some hellacious fucking crimes and kill and hurt people. I mean, it's everywhere. So if you see something suspicious, I mean, report it. I mean, there's plenty of signs like that we're talking about. He was not a very nice person. Usually these people don't say a lot. They'll just sit there and they'll do what they got to do. Some of them have gotten smart, because some people know, like if you go to a hardware store or something like that and you're trying to get something about a bomb, for instance, whenever you're checking out, they're taught to look for these things. I mean, watch out for shit like that too. I mean, not trying to make everybody fucking paranoid and stuff like that, but I mean, this is some crazy ass shit that's happened within the last week or so, and it needs to fucking be told. I mean, you don't really see that much on the left side with the fucking liberals and the fake news channels. I mean, that's why I like going to BBC. BBC is a neutral party. They don't really have a reason to, over exaggerate of what's going on. It's more of a kind of a lesson to all the Americans out here that, hey, look, this shit's still happening, but there's ways to look and prevent it. The military, and the police, they've been trained a little bit more proficiently than what, your average freedom fighter and whatnot like is today, because, that's, I mean, number one, that's your job, but I think it would actually be kind of smart, maybe in some of these, maybe towns, each town could have like a town hall meeting or a meeting somewhere at some point to, go over some classes that actually would help, help people be more aware of what's going on and teach them a certain way. And yes, it may be death by PowerPoint, but, a class here and there wouldn't be too bad. Round your fellow city brothers and sisters and stuff like that. So that way, it's something that y'all can talk about, learn about together. Maybe people have some suggestions because of incidences they've been through. And then you may even have some vets and stuff that come in there and is able to explain some certain things, as much as they're able to explain, because, you can't tell everything. That's just because, of our classification and stuff like that. But anyway, just kind of thought we'd throw that out there and, see what all we can help get out there. You know what I mean? So, all right. So let's go to something a little bit funnier here. Let's play a little bit of Christopher Titus.
And when did that start? start giving out trophies for sucking. Because I would have been a legend. We'd had a 20-foot mantle at our house, man, over the fireplace. There's where I sucked at baseball. There's where I sucked at football. There's where I sucked at soccer. There's where I dominated for 10 years, sucking at speaking English to anyone of the female sex. I'm proud of that one. They had to retire my silver vinyl reflective bomber jacket. Said Corvette right on it. Anybody think it's a good idea to get a trophy for losing? It's not a good idea. That's a communist idea, man. You don't get a trophy for losing. You get pizza and you shut your ass up. That's what you get. That's right, man. Your dad bitches at you on the way to the pizza parlor. You get out, he goes, here's $1, go play those video games. I'm going to hit on this waitress and get drunk because it looks like my kid's not getting a scholarship. Trophies for losing? What the hell happened to us, man? It's time to take America back and end this. My daughter played soccer last year. Last year, they were horrible. This year, by the way, just to be clear, out of 160 teams, they came in third. Pretty cool. But last year, they sucked. It was lost 7 out of 10 games. The 3 games they won because when the other team showed up, they didn't have enough players to legally play. But that's a W in America right now. And my kid was the best kid on the team. And I know I sound like I'm being a dad, but at least my kid chased the ball up and down, man. It was a co-ed team, and our goalie the whole game just stood in the goal and did this. Balls whipping around his head. Our right forward would stand where he was supposed to stand, but if the ball went away too long, he would start to drift. And then he'd start watching the game in the other field. And picked his nose. I never saw a child love picking his nose. This kid picked his nose like his skull had a clitoris, man. And I'll be honest, I'm not the dad to have at that game. The ball's over here, retard! I didn't get to go to all the games. By parental petition, restraining order, whatever they call it. Here's the good news. My daughter became a team player, man. She made these friends that she's still friends with. It was phenomenal. I met some parents. We laughed our asses off. It was great. So we get done with the season. I go, all right, hon, you know, this was fun. Let's go pick a new sport you're going to suck at because you're 8. Come on. She goes, no, Dad. You got to take us to the trophy ceremony. And my first thought was, my God, they're going to make you watch the talented kids get trophies? That is brutal and humiliating. And I love that. That's right. Because maybe you'll feel some humiliation and you'll play better next year. All right, let's go to the trophy ceremony. Yes. And when she stopped crying, she said, no, Dad, we get trophies. And it just came out. I went, for what? And when she stopped crying, she said, because we participated. Really? Is that where we're at in America now? In 10 years, we lost that? Really? Even Americans don't participate? We dominate, man. Russians put a satellite around the moon. We land on it. Take that, bitches. Really? Participation's enough now? Really? Is that where we're at? Everybody shows up and gets a trophy? Really? Let me point something out. France participates. Anybody want to be France? Participation? What the hell happened to us, man? You don't participate. You know, I have some issues with this, and I just don't have comedic issues. I have social fabric of this amazing nation's issues, man. Because if you're in here right now and you actually believe that every child deserves a trophy because his self-esteem is as important as everybody else, and I know he's 420 pounds and he's never eaten an apple in his whole life, but gosh darn it, there are no losers. If you think that, I want you to remember tonight's show. When that child is 32 years old, standing in your kitchen. Because it still lives with you. And it's asking to borrow another $100 because it just can't seem to get a job doing this. You know what scares me worse? What about the other kid? What about the kid that busted his ass? The kid that was doing laps in the womb prenatal, that kid. The kid that got up for an hour before school and just winged a football through a tire for an hour. That kid gets the same crap-ass trophies this spinning, nose-picking vampire? Really? He's only going to take that for so long. Then one day during his senior year, in his home ec class, he's going to walk in there with a shotgun and an overdeveloped sense of competition. We're all winners! Everybody gets a trophy! I'm going to beat those Columbine kids!
All right, there's a little bit of Titus, man. That dude is fucking phenomenal. He is just straight phenomenal. And it looks like Ron C has got a couple of requests here. So, Ron, should we give him the power? I think we should give him the power. One of the comedians you just named, you know, I think it's time. I think it's time to educate some people on unagi.
But you got to work on the sex life. You got to work on it. My wife was like, we got to do some new stuff. So I started getting some literature. Anybody ever do that? You get the literature. Got that National Geographic, you know. They had a big article about Japan and the sushi there, and this eel unagi is supposed to make your dick hard for like 3 days. And they have these pictures of these Japanese guys walking around like, unagi. Unagi good. You know. One guy had like 30 kids. I make all those. One night, power, unagi, damn. I gotta try this stuff. So in the supermarket by where I live, they got a little sushi corner. So I go in there one day. The chef is standing there, you know, like, you want to take a shit or something? I'll come back. Have a good time. And I'm like, what's up with the unagi? He's like, unagi good to make a dick harder like a samurai sword. You can fuck all night, woman, no more talk shit. Unagi power. I'm like, well, how much unagi do you need? He's like, 1 unagi, this is a good power. 2 unagi, a lot of power. So I'm like, give me 20 unagis in the bag right now. I go home, I eat them all. I have a beer, I pass out. I wake up like a couple hours later, I'm like, you know how you have beer and you fall asleep, you gotta pee really bad right when you wake up, so I go to pee, but my dick is like, bam, it's all there. I'm trying to bend it down, the eyes blinking, I'm wrestling with it, I got the power, you know, knocking over shampoo and conditioner, you know. My wife calls, she's like, hey, what's going on? Like, power for you tonight, and no more talk shit. Then I hung up the phone. I was ready. But the dick wouldn't go down. So I'm like, man, I gotta take the edge off this thing. So I threw in my favorite porn. It has the scene of the 2 girls with the one guy. You don't see much of the guy. And, you know, and I'm getting into it. My favorite scene, nugget power, nugget power. You know, I got the power grip on. You know, I got the hunch in the back, in the shoulder, the vein popping out of the head, sweating. You know, knees starting to twitch. Half hour goes by, nothing's happening. I'm working it. You know, I got the dick in one hand, the remote in the other. You know. So focused on the TV, I don't hear my wife get home early from work. She opens up the bedroom door. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, power up, you in bed now. Hop on it. Potty time. So we start hitting it, unagi power. You know, another half hour goes by. She looks back at me. She's like, look, I don't know what's going on with you. You don't look good. You're sweating. You know, got purple blotches all over your face. Your eyes twitching. You know, talking like a troll. Go look at yourself in the bathroom mirror. So I kind of waddle over to the bathroom mirror, look at myself. I got all these blotches all over me. I'm sweating. All of a sudden, my stomach hurts really bad. I'm like, oh. She's like, we better get you to the emergency room. You probably got food poisoning. So now I got to find pants to fit over the power, you know. Try on different stuff. Nothing works, you know. Finally, I got some Daisy Dukes. Looks like I'm smuggling a handgun, you know. Hail a cab, like, Reeds, you know. We get down to the emergency room. There are people with gunshot wounds. I have a dick that won't go away, you know. How do you explain that? So he's like, what exactly happened? I'm like, unagi. He's like, what? Power. It's like, excuse me, you have a pretty mouth.